My name is Lance Corporal Al Lewis and I'm a soldier in 5-2 Support Squadron based in Jardine Street, Glasgow. During World War II, we were 5-2 Lowland Divisional Signal Regiment. The squadron was formed in 1859 as the first Lanarkshire Military Engineers and was arguably the first Territorial Army unit. Over the years, with various reorganisations and the formation of the Royal Signals from the various engineer telegraph units, we became 5-2 Lowland Signals, based in Jardine Street, Glasgow, where have remained to the present day. During World War II, together with one armoured, the unit was deployed to France as part of 157 Brigade, with the intent of stiffening the French forces defending the Seine River. As with most plans in warfare, it was rapidly overtaken by events. The speed of the German advance was such that they crossed the Seine whilst the British forces were still some 20 miles away. The brigade formed a long defensive line, holding the Germans for some 9 hours before withdrawing. With the French on the verge of surrender, the decision was made by Winston Churchill to evacuate British forces from France. Of course, the most famous event of this period was the evacuation of the 1st British Expeditionary Force from Dunkirk. But this was not the only evacuation port. The oft-forgotten 2nd British Expeditionary Force evacuated from Cherbourg, and here 5-2 played a key role. The British line of march crossed the main line of French retreat, and the confusion was compounded by hordes of refugees and stragglers. Congested roads, constant aerial strafing and artillery bombardment, and no communication lines led to chaos. A journey time of 2 hours stretched to 24 hours. The signallers of 5-2 acted as guides, traffic marshals and dispatch riders, enabling other units to reach Cherbourg and evacuate. Following the evacuation, for the next 2 years, 5-2 rebuilt its strength in Scotland, training new volunteers, and took on a new role as a mountain division, preparing for the eventual return bout with the Boche. The unit experimented with the effect of sub-zero temperatures and terrain on men and equipment, giving the impression to the Germans that the British were preparing troops for action in Norway. When the unit eventually deployed south, for training in preparation for the Allied invasion of Europe, the deception of the Scottish location and Arctic warfare role was maintained by broadcasting dummy radio traffic in Scotland, thus tying up German units in Norway that would have been better deployed in France. With the invasion, 5-2 was deployed to the swamplands of the Low Countries to clear the areas around Antwerp so the port could be used to relieve the extended supply lines of the Allied forces advancing on Germany. The unit fought in the mud and swamps of Beverland and Walcheren, the snow of Gennep, the Rhine, the Dortmund-Ems Canal, and finally captured some 50-odd German U-boats at Bremen. 5-2 Squadron remains at Jardine Street, Glasgow, co-located with its parent unit, 3-2 Signal Regiment's headquarters. The squadron conducts a training programme blending traditional military skills with signals and communications and IT cyber training. It's varied, different and never dull. If you have an interest in these areas, we'd love to meet you.